Hello, boys and girl. So today I'm going to talk about my explosive arrow character. Since explosive arrow has went through a lot of changes that have made it significantly better, even though in my opinion in the past it has been one of the best builds in the game. A lot of things have changed, and I want to talk about that because I feel like it's not getting enough exposure, and it's quite crazy. So let's start off with some of people's biggest concerns with explosive arrow, which is single target, right? So we're kind of just running around, the usual explosive arrow stuff, just one-shotting everything. I mean, no big deal, regular character. We see Vol, let's clear those guys up, and now let's see the single target. You can see, boom. So that's that. Uh, yeah, no more single target problems. I did make this fight a little bit more awkward because the explosions do go off quite fast now, so you can just, you can basically spam it. I just choose to use a flammability in between, and everything goes off perfectly. So that's out of the way completely, but I'm going to talk about why exactly we chose this ascendancy, why not the others, uh, and some of the other changes with the build. Because again, it's crazy. I feel like more people should be playing this. Alright. So, we still choose the Scion Ascendancy. A lot of concern that were brought up on stream was, why not use Duelist for Fortify? In my opinion, it is not justified because of the awkward positioning for our build on the skill tree. Because we do travel a little bit differently now, as you might see. I will explain these changes in the future, in a second. But yeah, because of the traveling, it's not worth it. Pretty much the same thing applies to another logical choice, somewhat. The Berserker or the Chieftain. Obviously, the Chieftain is quite strong, fire damage, penetration, leech, all these great things. And then the Berserker's got 40% more damage, which is great. And also Pain Reaver, which is kind of inconsistent, so yeah. But again, because of the positioning and because of the amount of points, as you can see, that we have to spend, it's not quite justified. And not only in comparison, if you look at the Scion Ascendancy, in my opinion, it is very close, if not better. There are also other things in the skill tree that talk about this. But yeah, you have phasing and onslaught while in full frenzy charges, and 10% chance to gain a frenzy charge on kill. No more awkward shooting with frenzy. Honestly, you don't even have time for it anymore, so you don't have to wait for the explosion to go off. It goes off almost instantly with reduced duration. That is now a multiplier, and it's insane. It's completely insane. But yeah. Obviously, the 25% chance to avoid status ailments is also helpful, but not that big of a deal for us. Another huge thing is Berserker, 1.5% of damage leashed as life. This applies to everything, so we no longer need to use the Life Leech gem, which gives us another multiplier, and again, in our case, this is the Less Duration gem, which is crazy. And even if we would still have to use some sort of life leech setup, I would just, remove slower projectiles, or I would remove fire penetration, or, conk effect, and still go with less duration because it is quite OP. I cannot stress this enough. I know I keep repeating myself, but it's so crazy. Alright, so there's that. Obviously, the 10% more damage is significant too, but not as significant as the next thing. This is no longer a RT build. It's more justified to travel to the Witch AoE. It is quite necessary in my opinion because there have been big changes to the AoE stuff, meaning that everything basically has less AoE now. So the Scion node's even more valuable. That's why the Scion, again, another reason. And like I said, it's more justified to travel over here, and the justification is Elemental Overload. 40% more elemental damage if you've critted in the past 8 seconds. This triggers on everything. It triggers on your cast when damage taken, it triggers on your initial attack, it triggers on your explosion, single target, whatever. It triggers off of everything. You always have this up. I think I didn't have it in the Vol fight, but yeah. Imagine this on the Vol fight. He just explodes. There's nothing. It's completely crazy. You can keep it up 24/7 as long as you play somewhat well. And obviously the blast radius over here and Alchemist is our great nodes too. It also makes the pathing to explosive impact a little bit less awkward because quick recovery and then we pick up another jewel. Jewels are obviously a huge thing for this build because we can get triple damage jewels, you know, we can get life on jewels, that's incredibly efficient. Triple damage double dipping jewels, which means that it also increases the damage of our ignite significantly. So in this example it's fire damage, projectile damage, area damage, and you can also have increased damage on a gem like this, all of which double dip, resulting in crazy single target. As much as I've been a how do I say this? I would always tell people not to use EE. Right now, I think it is a solid choice, again, because of less duration and the fact that the skill plays completely different than what it did before. It plays so much better, it's so much more consistent, you don't really have room to do things between the explosions of the explosive arrow. So the reason why you wouldn't use this in the past, in my opinion, was because as the explosion would go off, you would have more increased damage from the initial attack on the ignite. However, the target itself would have fire resistance, right? But now this is a lot less awkward with reduced duration, so yeah, it's definitely an option. I was using it before. It's unnecessary for me right now. I'd rather get different defenses, considering I have been doing quite a bit of traveling in the skill tree to test everything out as soon as possible. So yeah, and later on, I will definitely pick this up when you're playing solo. I mean, in groups, it can mess up your groups. While you're solo, you don't need it, so yeah. But I want to continue to test this character. I will be posting another video when I'm like around level 90, unless I get bored or something. We'll see. There is, however, a issue. This issue is that currently, I don't know when you're exactly watching this video, but currently there is a bug with something to do with Volpact and Leech, and Volpact not applying the full Leech. So just keep that in mind. Look at the description of the video when it was posted. I believe it's the 22nd of March. Maybe they've already fixed it when you're watching it, maybe not. Keep that in mind. If you're single targeting Reflect, sometimes you might not heal the correct amount. And I mean, I haven't killed myself, I haven't came close to killing myself, but I do notice sometimes that I take significantly more damage than I should. A solution, if you're playing right now when I am, is probably a something essence ring, you know, the one where you can use an aura. We are BM, so you can use an aura for free essentially. We do drop the ring slot, however the purity of fire will help us out greatly. You cannot kill yourself at all with AoE because obviously everything is overlapping, so the reflect literally doesn't matter. So it is only if you try really, really, really hard to kill yourself with your single target, you can kill yourself, but that is only due to the bug, and hopefully it will soon be fixed. But do keep that in mind. And yeah, more survivability, more mobility, more than double the damage of the previous setup. Explosive Arrow is in a really good spot. I feel like more people should be talking about this. I feel like it can be a top 5 build. We will see. I will be posting another update video, most likely a guide already, because yeah, I expect great things out of it. Sorry for repeating myself a little bit, but this is like the 50th time that I'm recording this video. It is late at night and I am sick. Excuses. This time around I didn't find an exalted orb. That's okay. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one. I will be updating my other guides from the past, I guess. So do keep that in mind. If you are waiting for something, make sure to let me know on the stream. Make sure to follow the YouTube channel. I mean, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the stream. I love you. See you guys in the next one. Bye!